Hello everyone, how you doing? This is Edwin Lopez, your farmer's agent here in Maryland, and today I'd like to discuss adding youthful drivers to a policy. Two things to consider and three things to do once you do. So first, the two things to consider. You want to make sure before you add your son or daughter that you know when and where they're going to be driving. And why that's important is we already know that youthful drivers are at increased risk of having an accident within the first couple of years. So knowing that, it's better to not throw them to the wolves, so to say, by having them drive in the mornings or in the middle of the afternoon when traffic is at its heaviest. You probably want to limit that as much as possible. Now I know with first-year drivers, they're limited on who they can drive with and so on, but still, you want to limit those times for them to be driving. Maybe a year after they started, you can start gradually increasing that. But for the first year at least, I'd recommend you limit as much as you can, them driving in the morning and in the afternoon. Second is who are they going to be with? Once they are on their own or once they can drive on their own, are they going to have a lot of friends in the vehicle? Now the reason you want to consider that is I know your kids are not going out there trying to cause trouble or trying to get into accidents. But if worst case scenario is they do, you're responsible ultimately for the liability of anyone getting hurt, injured, or worse. So you want to know A, when and where they're going to be driving, and then B, who they're going to be driving with. That way you understand once they're added to the policy what risks you've taken on as a parent. All right. Now there is a sticker shock when adding a youthful driver to a policy. I think most will agree with that. But there are some things you can do. First is you want to encourage your child to have the best grades they can get. I mean, obviously we do that anyway, but it could be an added incentive in terms of driving, because most carriers will give what's called a good student discount if your child has a 3.0 or above. So I would consider it a reward option. You keep your grades this high, we'll add you to the insurance, you'll get to use the car on, I don't know, Friday nights or Saturday mornings or whenever it may be. Second option is Farmers has, I'm sure most carriers do, a driving monitoring app called Signal. Now I'll talk about Signal because I know it, but all carriers pretty much have an app at this point. And you're probably going to want to consider having it or becoming a part of that app. These apps will tell you in terms of speeding, whether the phone's being used when driven, hard stops, and overall driving, from place to place, what's going on in the vehicle. I think it's a great tool to have as a parent because A, probably gives you a discount anyway, and B, you can see what's going on with your kid. Again, I don't think your kid's going out there to cause trouble, but again, you can see what's going on in the vehicle and you can, again, use that as a tool. Hey, you get an over 80% or over 70, whatever you want to make the bar as, on your driving app, maybe you'll get an extra day or two with the car. So consider having an app or downloading or becoming a part of the app with your carrier. And the last thing you probably should consider at this point, if you haven't already, is to get an umbrella policy. Going back to what I said about the friends in the vehicle, the liability issue is a big one. And you want to make sure your assets and yourself are protected as much as possible. And an umbrella can do that. It'll give you an added amount of liability coverage to your auto and your home policy. Since we're talking about auto, we'll stick to auto, but again, consider an umbrella. They come in increments of $1 million, and for the protection that you get, they're not very expensive. All right. Hope you found value in this video today. If you like it, please hit the like button down low. If you have any questions, please post down low the questions as well. I love talking insurance. I know that's crazy, but I do. I'm at Farmers Agent Maryland on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook I'm at Insure with Ed. All right. See you later. Thank you.